I got my PhD at the University of Texas in Austin. I spent 5 years there, and after that I came here to JPL. And my first job was as a Cassini navigator. So Cassini was this amazing spacecraft that orbited Saturn for many, many years and just did incredible science. And my task as a navigator was to do maneuver design. And so what that means is you have this very intricate reference trajectory. So you want your spacecraft to be flying around Saturn at this exact location, around this moon at this exact location. But due to perturbations that we don't know about when we design these trajectories, or errors in your thrusters, for example, or errors even in your launch vehicle, your spacecraft is never going to be exactly where you want it to be. So you always have to be able to navigate it. And so periodically, about 3 times a week, we would design a maneuver, uplink it to the spacecraft, and Cassini would actually, turn to the right orientation, fire its thrusters to get back into the exact position that we had planned it to be. Cassini had been a mission for a lot longer than we had planned. And at this point, it was really losing most of its fuel. I mean, it had 0.01%, don't quote me on this number, but I mean, it was, at one point, we were just gonna run out of fuel. And if you run out of fuel, then you can't control your spacecraft. The moment you can't control it, then it can veer off wherever. And one of the things that scientists are really concerned about is planetary protection. So we don't want to contaminate another world, say Enceladus, for example, because we think it might harbor the right ingredients for life. What we don't want is 10 years from now, 20 years from now, to find out that there is life on this moon, for example, and that we brought the life there. And this is why the moment that we knew that we were running out of fuel, we had to come up with a solution. And the solution we came up with was crash the spacecraft into Saturn. There it will completely disintegrate, but Cassini actually took really, really great science up until the last moment. Now, I was only working on that mission for 3 years, the last 3 years of its mission, but there are people at JPL that were there for their entire careers, so I mean 20, 30 years, and you can think of how what an emotional moment, right?